Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do my February physical TBR game. Um, so every month I play this TBR game where I roll 4 times plus any doubles, and then I will add that. The doubles make me add a book. And then I also spin 2 times for my A to Z challenge on a spinner wheel, 2 times on my TBR jar spinner wheel, and 2 times on my Audible spinner wheel. So before we get into February's rolls, let's see how well I did in January. And here is my stack. So for the dead list was for TBR jar number 1, which I've read. A Wish for Us by Tilly Cole was number 2 of the TBR spins, which I've read. For Audible number 1, we had Lie Next to Me by Sandy Lynn, which I've read. For number 2, we actually had Wicked Dicks by Monica James, which I did not read, but I read the first one, and I'm okay with unhauling the rest of the series. I gave this 3 stars. I do own it on audio and Kindle, so if I ever do want to continue, I'm okay with doing it on Kindle or audio. Then for A to Z challenge letter 1, which was B, which I read, Becoming the Whiskey Princess by Tony Aleo, which I've read. Spin number 2 for the A to Z challenge was C, which was Crew by Tijin, which I've read. And then for roll number 1, it was Bought in 2022, which I read. Only One Mistake by Natasha Madison. For number 2, it was New Release, and I read Beyond the Play by Kaylee Ryan. And then Random Color was Blue, and I read Happy Single Days by Anne Marie Walker, which I've read. And then lastly, roll number 4 was TBR Game, and for that I read Changing the Rules by Catherine Byaby, and I have finished this. So January was a success. I read all of the books that I had to. So I don't do penalties or rewards. I just want to see how well I've done. And with this one, I am unhauling any books that I have not read in this TBR and so forth. So I don't really have to unhaul any books other than the 2 I'm okay with unhauling. But let's get on to the rules for February.
Roll number 1 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chirp.
Roll number 1, I landed on Chirp, and for that I'm going to read Hard Fall by Sarah Nye. This is the second book in the Boyfriend Trophy series. I have all of them on Chirp, so I will probably listen to the rest of the series, but I'm just going to put this one on for this. But I'm super excited to read this and read more by Sarah Nye.
Roll number 2 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Standalone.
Roll number 2, I landed on Standalone, and for that I'm going to read Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. This comes out on the 1st of February. I do have a physical copy coming to me, but it's not out yet. So I will be reading this, and I'm super excited to read more of her books because I've only really ever read her off-campus series in the Briar U. Well, mostly her hockey or sports romances. Those are really the only ones I've read because I've read her ones with Serena Bowen, the Him and Us. So I'm excited to read more books by L. Kennedy. And yeah.
Roll number 3 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A vlog, so like a secret vlog.
So rule number 3, I landed on vlog, and for this I'm not going to actually show you what I plan on reading, but throughout the month of February there will be a secret vlog that comes out, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet, um, so I don't really have a book to show you, but there will be a secret vlog sometime in February.
Roll number 4 is a double, so I will add one more roll, and that's 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bookworm box.
For roll number 4, it was a double, so I had to add a roll, and I landed on Bookworm Box. And for this one, I'm actually going to pick the January book that is in there. I haven't received it yet, so when I get that, I will read it. And if it happens to be a book that I've already read, then I will just pick another one of my bookworm boxes. But I want to get better at reading the subscription boxes that I have, so very quickly. So I'm gonna do that.
Roll number 5 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still a book. So I'll either watch someone's TBR game and the first book I see that I own, I will steal a book, or I might do Goodreads, and the first book that I own and have not read, I will read. Roll number 5 was still a book, so I have my Goodreads page open and I'm just going to refresh. The first book I see that I own will be the book I read. See, I want to read that, but I don't own it, so we're good. I want to read this one, but I also don't own it, and I don't have it pre-ordered. It's the third book in running the Wild series by K.E. Tucker. It doesn't come out until the 25th of January. I may eventually get it, but I haven't got it yet. Well, it looks like it's this, The Royals Next Door by Karina Hale, which I just bought. So, yeah, I do own that, so that's exciting.
Roll number 5 was still a book, and for this I will insert a clip of me going on Goodreads and stealing the first book I saw that I own and want to read. And the first one I saw was The Royals Next Door by Karina Hale. Hey, this is the first book by this author that I've have read or am going to read. So that's exciting. I know she's fairly popular, and this sounds interesting. So I'm excited, and it's super pretty, and I just bought it in January. So it will be nice to also have um, books that I buy getting read fairly quickly. So, but I'm super excited to read this.
TBR jar number 1 for February. A Vial of Vines by Tilly Cole.
For TBR jar number 1, it's been A Vial of Vines by Tilly Cole. This is a standalone. I have this on audio. I'm super excited to read more of her books. I only have like 3 or 4 more of like her books that I need to read, I think. This one, her other standalones, maybe I have like 5 and 6. But regardless, I'm super excited to read this.
TBR jar number 2 for February. Home Tears by Tijin.
For TBR jar number 2, it landed on Home Tears by Tijin. I have 2 copies. I have like the original cover and then the special edition cover. So it would be nice to get this one off of my shelves. Both of these are signed, if I remember correctly. That one is definitely signed. And I'm yep, this one is also. So yes, I also have this on audio. Have no idea what this is about. I never know what Tijin's books are about. But yeah, I'm excited.
Audiobook number 1 for February. Type by Alexandria Torres.
For audio number 1, it landed on Tight by Alexandria Tori. I have no idea what this book is. I've had it for a while, and I just need to read it. So I'm excited. I've read a few of her books before, and I like them. So
Audiobook number 2 for February. All We Needed by J. Daniels, which I think is the 4th book. If that's the case, then I'm going to be reading all of them this month.
for audio number 2, I know in the video I said it wrong, but it is actually All We Want by J. Daniels is the book it chose. And this is the 6th book in the Alabama Summer series. I've only read the first one, but I plan on rereading it. And I plan on reading all of the series this month because I have them all on audio. And since this was the 6th book in that series, I need to read it. So yes, I'm super excited. And I think I gave the first one 4 stars. So I'm excited to read more by J. Daniels.
A to Z Challenge number 1 for February. It's going to be letter Q.
For A to Z Challenge number 1, it spun the letter Q, and for this I'm going to read Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. And I'm super excited to read this. This is book 3 in the All the Kingsmen series. I don't really know what this is about, but I'm excited to read it and read more by Kennedy Ryan.
A to Z Challenge letter number 2 for February. H.
For A to Z Challenge number 2, the wheel picked H, and for that I'm going to read Hard Pass by Sarah Nye. This is book 1 in the Trophy Boyfriend series. I have this on audio. I'm super excited to read it and read more by Sarah Nye. I was caught up on her books, and then I fell behind, so I would love to actually be caught up with them again. So yes, I'm super excited to read this. Here is everything I plan on reading for my TBR game. Um, it doesn't look that much because I don't own them all physically. They were mostly Kindle or audio, but still very doable. If you've read any of these, what do you think of them? And I'll see everyone later. Bye.